Hello, Neha and 551. Welcome to this tutorial on rotoscoping for VFX. So, using After Effects. So we'll get started. So Neha has this footage here of, you can kind of see it. So it is of, we have this actress who is going through this door, but the problem is there is this bag, right? Is the bag is a problem?
Bag is the problem, the base is the problem, the handle is the problem.
The handle is a problem, and this thing is a
and
problem.
Then the entire line is the problem.
Right. So, oh, the line is also a problem?
Kind of.
I figured this line was just protruding a little bit.
Okay, so if it doesn't seem that bad, we can survive with it. Yeah.
Great. So I'll kind of just walk you through. Okay, well, I'll walk you through how I would go about getting rid of these, the kind of the underlying theory of how we would get rid of these objects. So first off, let's make this, how long is the footage? Oh, wait. Let's see. Is this the, oh, okay, we're good. This is the full length of the footage. So that's great. So what we want to do first is, right, so this is not a super easy job that you have ahead of you for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is this shadow, right? And you'll see why in a second. And really, other than that, it should be pretty basic. So I'll kind of show you how. So first off, we need to make our background look the way we want it to. So the way that we're going to do that, I'm sure there's a few ways to do that, but the way that I would do that is I am going to create a shape that is going to block, and I'm using the pen tool right here. And this shape is going to cover up this object, or that this, right? So as you can see, it's there, but it's not the color we want. The color we want is this. So all we have to do here is press fill, go the eyedropper tool, and we can kind of look at the different colors. We want a color that closely matches it, which we'll get by hovering this really close. So right there, that looks pretty good, right? So as you can see, when you're actually zoomed out, it looks pretty good. Maybe we want a slightly, it's a little off. Let's try this one more time. Maybe here. Yeah, all right, that's good. And now that's good. You can barely see you can kind of barely see it. Next, we want to do the same with this. So we're gonna make another shape over this. And stop me if you have any questions.
Okay.
So there we are. We're gonna cover this up. And then do the same thing we did earlier. Take the eyedrop tool and make it as close to the color as possible. So that's looking pretty good. Next up, we have this thing. So we're gonna make a new shape.
How are you zooming in and zooming out?
Oh, I'm doing Control- and Control+.
Okay.
So that's a super helpful shortcut for quickly zooming in and out. So this is a little different than that. So we'll make a couple shapes here. So this, we don't really, just that. And adjusting it that way. And so this shape is going to be this color. And oh, I hope you're able to, yeah, all right, so there. And then we're gonna make another shape that is this color. And then this one is going to be that color. Okay. All right, so now we're almost there. We just got to get rid of this beanbag next. You might want to consider just zooming in a little bit so you don't have to deal with this beanbag, but we'll see. If that's up to you. It depends how much work you want to do.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good way to cheat, is just zoom in, get rid of a little bit of work. Then we're going to change the color to that. Okay. And now we have one more shape, which is going to be this one. And our color is going to be probably that. All right, so now you can barely tell that those objects were there.
Yes.
Right? Oh, nope, Control Z. H. So H is to move this around. Okay, so yeah, so that looks pretty good. You can obviously keep finessing these shapes and make them more or less to your liking. But again, where this is complicated, this is further complicated by the presence of shadows, right? Because as you can, so here her shadow comes, but that's not right.
Right. So just a question. So once, so like you, when you did the rotoscoping, you just did it at any point. I mean, you didn't do it from the start, so it's still okay.
What do you mean?
So, just when you kind of, do you want to pick that up?
Oh, no, it's okay. I'll answer it in a sec.
So I was like, when you did the rotoscoping, you did it when the cursor was like when the blue.
Oh, that wasn't. I haven't done any
Okay.
rotoscoping quite.
Oh, so you just kind of hid that stuff. That's all you've done. Okay.
Yes, all I did is just create a shape.
Okay.
Create something to.
Ooh, shape and then fill it, and that's about it. And it's going to be in that place.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I actually haven't really done anything yet.
Okay.
All I did was make these shapes using the pen tool.
Got it. Okay. All right. And so they are going to stick there for the entire duration.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
However, this shadow is a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the shadow adds kind of a tough dimension. What you have to do is we're going to have to change the color over time. Well, this is kind of more advanced, that something you're going to have to deal with just because of these shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Is you're going to have to change the color of these shapes based, and I'll show you how to do that. And that's done with keyframing. So we're going to have to actually, so we have fill and right, that's where the color is. That's where the key for the color is. So you can use this preview to go back a frame, right? Okay, cool. So depending, and remember, you can always be more detailed, but we'll just do that, right? So here at this point, it's white. So we're going to set a key. And at this point, it is fully in the shadow. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this dropper tool, and we're going to change. And did you see what I just did? And so now, basically, the color changes, right? And so that it should change until, right? Okay, so that's there. And now it's all white again. So we're going to go to the end of where it's a shadow. We're going to set a new key. We're going to move until it's no longer a shadow. And we're going to change the color back to white, right?
Okay.
So boom. You can kind of tell, it's kind of convincingly overtaken by that.
Got it.
So yeah, all right. So we have to do that same thing for this floor thing because the shadow also goes over that. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and you'll do this. And as you can see, the shadow goes over here too. So you have to do the same thing for each of these.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is not that big of a deal, but it's all right. It's just beginning and end. When the shadow enters, just change the color, and then it won't be super noticeable.
Got it.
All right, so let's just do the other one just for the sake of.
And so these are all the shapes that we have created. So you're going shape by shape.
Yeah, I'm just going shape by shape. So let's do that to this one. Fill. All right, so I'm going back a few frames. All right, so here at this point, the shadow is not, there's no shadow. So we're going to set a key. At this point, there is a shadow. So we're going to set another key. We're going to change the color to that. So see, it's darker.
Yep.
And then we're going to go, and I'm clicking that. This preview tab right here is super helpful. All right, so that is the end of the shadow. So we're going to set another key. And then the shadow has ended. We can now revert back to the previous shape or this previous color. Got it?
Yeah.
All right, so now we kind of have the shadow accounted for. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So now we get into the real rotoscoping.
Okay.
Effects, right? And this part's actually pretty okay. This is Neha AE comp. I messed around with this earlier, so I said it's comp 2. So now is where it gets really kind of interesting, right? Is, as you can see, she is behind this shape. So what we need to do is we need to put just her in front of that shape, but only her, because so we're going to make a copy of the video layer.
Okay.
And put it in the front, right? So as you can see here, the beanbag's there.
Yeah.
So that's no good. All we want is her.
Yeah.
So we'll start before she enters the frame, maybe just there. And what we'll do is we'll make a mask where she's added to the, and so that's the thing. It doesn't have to be perfect, because the only place that it really matters is the affected area, right?
Got it.
So there's that, and I'm just making a mask that as we go. So the way we now have, so the mask, we want to add this, and then we go frame by frame. So that, okay, so we want to set a key at the initial point. So mask path, set a key. This is where this is where it starts.
Okay.
And then we're moving forward. All right, now she is intersecting with the thing. So what we have to do is we have to, we have to move, edit our mask using the pen tool so that she is in front of, she's in front of the, and you kind of want to zoom in a lot prior to that. All right, so boom, now we're good. Now we got to keep going. Keep adjusting so that we see all of her. And again, most of this, because it's not in front of the thing, it doesn't even really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Move forward another frame. Just got to move that there. Move forward another frame. And at this point, we're past the masks.
Right.
So that's great. So now, okay. So now what we've got to do is, all right. So at this point, that happens. So we got to, well, let's set a key at the previous frame. Just for the sake of the, yeah, there we go. And then boom, now we have to, so I'm just kind of adding points to the mask, just
How are you adding points?
just with the pen tool. If you if you click, you can add and subtract points.
Okay.
And yeah, so all that is good. So let's see, let's keep going. All right, now we have to move that there. And we've got it. We did it. So we did that. And so at that point, we can just say, all right, we'll just do, because we'll need it in a sec, but for that specific issue, oh, okay, we actually have to keep going because the other leg comes up.
Yeah.
So there we go. So next, before that happens, let's adjust the mask. And now we're back to that. So we have to adjust the mask again. All right, so that's there. We don't want the beanbag. That's there. So do you kind of see what I'm doing? It's super tedious, extremely tedious, but as long as you know the basics of keyframing and masking in After Effects or in Nuke, you can do this. But again, it's super tedious. It takes a long time, but you put on some music and just get it done. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
So let's see, keep going. And then we're done. Okay, wait, no. We have to go back to the previous keyframe and we're gonna, no, and now we're pretty much done. Okay, then we have to go. And there we are. There you have it. So that part's done. So I'm going to save that, and you can kind of see what we were able to do with that was. But now, do you see how that was done? It's pretty cool. But yeah, through that process, we were able to. All right, how can we? We were able to have her walk over, and then you can go and you can refine it. You see some orange there.
Yeah.
So we can look at the mask. Oh, and just adjust the mask accordingly at that specific point.
Got it.
And yeah, and so basically that is what so now, then what you have to do, right, is you have these other shadows, right?
Yes.
You have to do the same thing we did with the shadow there. change the color over time, and then just basically then once we get to this point where she actually has to cross over, that like this is where she starts to cross over.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do, so what we're gonna do then now is we're gonna take this mask, and I just selected all of it, and we're going to remask her.
Got it. Okay.
So now we need to make a new mask around her that we are then going to use to mask the points at which she crosses over. And yeah, so yeah, that's how it's done. That is how it's done. It's okay. So, and then yeah, as you can see, then we'll just
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
See, now it's covered up. So you get it. Now you basically just have to take the lessons of that, and you'll have a completed rotoscoped project for this with this visual effect. So thank you for watching, Neha.